if you don't mind, we can start right away.
Yeah, sure, that sounds good.
Okay, now we're going to dock you 2 minutes because I think you might be like getting sympathy points from our listeners for all the trouble you've been having.
Okay.
So you get 8 minutes to build off what we started with yesterday, and I don't believe you ever got past the first question of how did you get here?
No, it was kind of a train wreck yesterday.
All right, then go ahead. How did you get here, sir?
I got here through happenstance, I think is probably the best way of putting it. Like I said, I applied to RPG Superstar. Didn't really expect to get too far. It's just kind of a grab bag when you get into something like this. And to my surprise, I wound up being one of the alternates that got brought in. And then by the time I got home from work, when I discovered I was an alternate, I was already in the full competition. So it was kind of amazing. I feel bad for the guy that got disqualified, but not that bad.
Did you email him and thank him?
No.
Okay. I don't know if that's a gentleman's move or a jerk move.
It's a gentleman jerks move.
Oh yeah, one of those gentleman jerks. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it was kind of an amazing ride. I wound up being brought into the full competition, and then I was sort of caught aback by needing to get ready, get in the right mindset to work in the rest of the competition. I just wasn't even mentally prepared for it at all. It all kind of came to me as a bit of a shock. And it's consumed, like, pretty much all the free time I have working on it and worrying about it. All the hand-wringing. It's very time-consuming.
All right. Well, now that you're in the contest, what do you think Pathfinder means to you?
That was one, I think, where my connection dropped out yesterday, so hopefully it'll hold a little bit for this today. Pathfinder means pretty much what most RPGs have meant to me over the years, which is pretty much everything. It's my main hobby. It's what I do for all of my creative outlet for the most part. I used to do illustration. I did concept artwork, but I stopped doing that, and I focused a lot of my time on just maintaining my weekend games with my friends. I do a series of PvPs on the Paizo forums. It's sort of a way to get away from the doldrums of working in an office. I sit behind a desk all day, do kind of menial math-related things. It's nice to have a creative outlet that allows me to give something back to the company that kind of gives things to me. I contribute to the forums. I have an RPG blog I work on where I post OGL, open game license content that's free for anyone to use. They can put it in whatever they want. Just a little bit of credit, but I don't want to make money off of it. Pathfinder's just sort of an outlet. It's a really good creative outlet, and it's a link that binds me and my friends together. There are some friends I have that I wouldn't see outside of game if I didn't have that structure keeping us together. And I'm sure other people have probably said something similar over the interviews. I think, like the last guy said, it's kind of hard to say something fresh now, being the last one in.
Well, you get to look back on everyone else's answers and find what hasn't been said yet.
Yeah.
For example, you can answer why you should be RPG Superstar 2014.
Oh, God. Hopefully because the work I do, the things I create, stand on their own merit. And hopefully people find them interesting, that they're creative, that they are superstar material. I don't want to win because I promote myself the most or because I've stuffed the ballot box with friends who want to vote for me. I want to win because people think my work is really good. And I'm getting more confident about it. It was a little hard in the beginning, but I've had a lot of people give me some really good feedback and some really great just pats on the back for the things I've done. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I know the person that wins ahead of me is going to be a pretty excellent person. It will probably be Mike, if I am beaten by anyone, Mike Kimmel. And he will never let me forget. He mentioned in his interview that I'm actually in one of his games on the Paizo forums. We've been jesting back and forth about how one might get back at the other if the other one wins.
I suggested he kill you. He was just suggesting that he maim your character.
Maim. Maim's that's a good alternative.
Well, since we're talking about maiming characters, who would win in a fight between your round 2 monster and someone armed only with your round 1 item, and why?
That's a really one-sided fight there. The round 2 creature I made, the Disir, is it's an outsider. It's a house spirit. It protects a residence in the family. The round 1 item I made is good for ghosts and haunts and being aware that something terrible and otherworldly is about to kill you, and maybe knowing what it is before it does, but it's not going to give anyone any kind of edge. If you have a funny mirror that you're fighting a Disir with, you're probably just going to die somewhere in a basement. It's not going to be of any help.
All right. You now have some time to soapbox, but between docking you for 2 minutes and starting early, I'm not sure how much time you have.
I think he has 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Gygax's
That's all right.
answer. Oh, 3 minutes. I was going to say the Gygax answer is a good 3d6, but we'll go with that.
3d6? I'm not giving you
He's trying to
18
get
minutes
this
from
from
you.
The bell curve on that's a little high. Not a lot to soapbox on. I guess I could plug something. I have a Pathfinder blog that I run called The Encounter Table. It's in the bio I have on the Superstar forums. And I haven't really been doing a lot with it because Superstar's taking a lot of my time. But I have an interview with Jim Groves on there who did the first book of Mummy's Mask, and it's a great interview. I really want people to go out there and take a look at it. He talks about his history playing Pathfinder, or playing D&D rather, and just sort of how that evolved and changed his life, and the way it's kind of impacted his relationships. It's an interesting, pretty telling interview. And he talks about Mummy's Mask, what to expect in the first book. I kind of wanted to get him to talk a little bit about Iron Gods, but he's still tight-lipped about that. And I may have another interview with a Paizo employee coming out. That probably won't shake out until after RPG Superstar is over, though, so I can't really say too much more about that just yet. But it's all text interviews, not hedging too much into your guys' territory.
We also have a blog.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm terribly sorry, but not too sorry.
No, you understand only one person can be talking to Paizo staff, and it's us.
only the one, and it's on a tin can with a string.
Yes. Do you have a Facebook page for that? Because if you do, I will like it right now.
I do not, actually. I do not. I should probably get on that.
If you do it, let me know, and I will like it right away, because I am always curious to see other people's takes on Pathfinder game, and just the more people somebody else is interviewing, the less we have to do that.
All right. So, where can people get in touch with you other than your awesome blog?
I'm always on the Paizo forums. I go by my real name on there before even the RPG Superstar competition, so you can pretty much find me, message me there, ask me whatever you want, harass me. That'd be fine. If you're interested in joining one of my games on there, message me, find out about that. I can be found on Facebook. You can just poke around. I've been commenting on things in the Pathfinder RPG group, so you can probably find me on there as well. I'm open to friending anybody. Unless you're weird.
None of us are weird.
No.
Nobody who plays Pathfinder is weird. It's a prerequisite.
Only the normal people.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us, Robert.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks.
And with that ends our two-part special on the RPG Superstars. The fun doesn't end here, though. I was just mentioning my blog, we will be doing a blog post that summarizes all of the answers of the 13 members of RPG Superstar 2014 in the contest right now who we talked to on the podcast, and we will have blog written answers from the 3 contestants who we did not get the opportunity to talk to tonight or last night. So all 16 people will weigh in, giving answers to our 4 questions. So in case you're forgetting who said what, because we did just talk to a lot of people in a short amount of time, you will get a summary, hopefully up by the end of the week, plus a couple of other people's perspective thrown in there. And then you can go to Paizo.com/RPG Superstar, read the round 3 entries, which have been live since Tuesday. You can vote vote with your heart, vote with whatever you think would be the coolest encounter, vote with whoever you thought was the most sympathetic the most sympathetic RPG Superstar contestant. However you want to do it, I hope that we helped you make an informed decision for 2014.
And we would definitely like to thank all of the RPG Superstar contestants that were able to join us, and we definitely wish them good luck in the competition. And we would like to thank Paizo for graciously orchestrating and this whole interview series and allowing us to participate.
So until next time, I'm Ragstello Jr.
And I'm Jefferson J. Thacker, also known as Perrin.
And if you want to find the path, you need no direction.
Mm-hmm. And it's a cut.
And Alexander Arguna says he's on Team Ryan. Let's see how well Mr. Wizard does when blasted in the face with poison.
Oh.
How was that on Team Ryan? What did I say? Okay, cool. I'm glad you're on my side. I clearly said something that left more of an impression on you than it did on me, though, Alex. Anyway, thank you to our live audience for joining us. And you know what? To build on what you said, Param, I want to specifically thank Chris Lamberts, Sean K. Reynolds, and Jenny Bendel, who all really helped organize this. It was Jenny who approached us with this idea. This wasn't an idea we brought to Paizo. So it's only really it happened because of Jenny, Sean, and Chris. So big thanks to them.
Thank you.
And now I guess we can just do a quick program update. I don't know if there's going to be another February episode, guys. We may just skip a week and go into March, so record sometime in the beginning of March, when we'll have whatever guest we have lined up, and it'll be a news episode. Oh, but that'll screw up my nice beginning of the month is news and reading, end of the month is news and questions. We will discuss it. So watch our Facebook page, facebook.com/no-direction, for information on when the next episode's going to be.
Right. Later, guys.
Take it easy, guys.